Cool blood in chaliced hands, to the dregs towards the end. Hard iron on top, the sun, the moon for rising sun.
Holy moly, we're back into it again. Welcome to THL Hall of Fame, everybody. Don't mind my tie, don't mind Ron's tie, but we're here. We're here to do the announcement, and we're so excited to get all these write-ups that were very graciously donated by quite a few individuals. But yeah, so we got Ron Mexico to my right, or as you look. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. We are very excited to be bringing the Hall of Fame inductees for this most recent class, and we have the largest class in THL history with 14 inductees. So, of course, Sako and I had to dress up for the occasion,
Yes.
which is why you see these fancy bow ties. It is a black tie event, and we are thrilled to be bringing you our newest members of the THL Hall of Fame.
Yeah, since we have quite a bit of reading to do, I think we should probably get right to it. So thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. But here we go. Going to our walk down the hallway here. I wish we could do this live. It'd be pretty funny. But here we go. So welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Without further ado,
That's right.
we're going to start right off with our first induction, and Saku is going to lead us off with content. We have one content member to induct into the Hall of Fame.
Yes. So from content, I'd like to congratulate our good buddy Azalea Akari. So congratulations. And here's what was submitted to us. So, Azalea first came to my attention a few years ago when they were still mudding along at a legacy 50 PR 5 seed who not long since joined the THL. However, I heard many positive things about their attitude and work rate and saw that they were trying their hardest to be as integrated as possible with the community at large. I offered them a spot on F2L Black, where they played for a solid few seasons, going from strength to strength. I got to see firsthand their fantastic team spirit and attitude, and they always keen to improve at discussing where they could do better, thinking about what to bring, and they're always keen to contribute to team discussions. At the time of writing, they have well and truly escaped the 50 PR little ranking, is sitting at 235.22 in Legacy and 221.69. Yeah, 0.69 in Hero. They joined AFG, taken up streaming, and have put together some solid teams as a captain in several series. And you can guarantee that they'll try their best to integrate integrate new players to the DHL and ensure that they have the most positive experience possible. Truly, they exemplify everything that is great about the THL: the openness, the community, and dedication, all the while being determined. While being determined, everyone have the best time possible. Which brings me into the basis for Azalea to be inaugurated this year as our content and community nomination. Throughout the past 2 years, they've been increasingly ever present within the THL content scene, whether that is rivaling Saku, that's me, for opping match shows, stepping in as caster when they needed to, making Tavern Talk their own, or even stepping in on several occasions to run Hearth Center. They have brought a truly impressive consistency to THL stream output, which has been recognized through an unholy amount of Best Content Producer awards through the past 2 years. However, it only seems right that the recognition goes one step further, and that appreciation for everything Azalea Akari has done is formalized properly in the Hall of Fame. Big up, Azalea. This is truly deserved. So that was submitted by our good friend and current winner of the prize draw, Rebobson. So
Current Hall of Fame member Robobson doing the write up. And I'm so excited to see Azalea get inducted into the Hall of Fame. They've done so much for THL content, like literally carrying THL content for almost an entire year at one point, it seemed.
exactly.
And just really exciting, really well deserved. Congratulations.
And as we've seen by the notation in chat now, that where Azalea just said, it's so fitting that I wrote Rebob's and he wrote mine. So there you go.
Yep, comes full circle. You love to see it.
Tit for tat. So there you go. So now we're going to head over to the captain's nominations. So if you want to touch
Right.
base on.
So we have two captains that are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in this class. And we are going to start off with the first one here, who is Nine Eyebrows. Nine Eyebrows. This write up, of course, brought to you by Based Inc. Let's take it away. Nine Eyebrows was one of my first teammates and friends in THL. We started out on a pro team with Diamond at the captain's helm. His bright personality shone through immediately. Despite him being quick to turn the captaincy over to Diamond that season, he took up the mantle in Hero just 2 seasons later and created a dynasty that would qualify him in arguably the most difficult path to Hall of Fame, captain. His hero teams were known for their creative team names, sometimes being denied for length, and their absolute dominance. Just before his run as captain, he took the title as a player with Wild Aces in season 13, returned to defend the title as Tonk If You Are Corny in season 14. Season 16 won with Even Without Turt, We Must Still Skirt, and most recently won in season 18 with At Least I Don't Have Chicken. In his first 5 seasons as captain, he won 3 titles. ushered in a new era of THL team names, and fostered a fun atmosphere for his teams to flourish. You cannot ask for a better captain or friend. Incredible person, incredible player, and makes it in with base said arguably, but I think definitively we can say that captain is the hardest to get inducted as for the Hall of Fame. So
Yep.
big congratulations to Nine Eyebrows. Very well deserved.
Congratulations, Nine Eyebrows. And I want to thank Ducharmo there with the 52 months for subscribing to THL's wonderful Twitch channel. So, okay, another captain coming up. This individual is coming from quite a big following after their arrival to THL. So we are going to announce Seth for Christ. So the write-up was done by some guy named Marty. That's Marty B, or NHL NJ Fan 1, I think that was his name. So we'll get into it. So I first met Seth on the Wild Ladder in late 2020 after facing off for several matches in a span of a week. I added him as a friend on BattleNet and didn't think much of our interactions. He was kind, considerate, and a humble individual. Little did I know at the time how big his heart truly was. Seth went on to join the THL midseason and finished with a respectable 3-1 record. He wanted more, though. He wanted to bring more people along for the ride. He built a playoff caliber team in his first season. The next season saw him continue to lead the charge as captain, bringing in what would be inevitably become the roster for the champions in season 5. He continually gotten the most out of his players by supporting them in every aspect possible. His win rate as captain is already nearly 60%, and his season records have only improved as time goes on. The THL Hall of Fame isn't all about the player achievements, however, though Seth has the hardware and the history to support his induction. The Hall of Fame is meant to put emphasis on character of those inducted. When it comes to that, few people can compare to the leadership, care, and charisma that Seth offers. In other series like Legacy and Hero, captains dream of bringing in a person that can carry morale the same way. Normally wins are an afterthought with these players, not with Seth. He leads by example in every aspect, and the team always follows. Seth, the Hall of Fame captain induction is the hardest and most prestigious award in THL can offer. The bar for the entry is the highest in all of the THL. I'm proud to say that you've soared over that bar with flying colors. Welcome to Hall of Fame, Marty B.
Yeah, congratulations to Seth. Just have to also mention, of course, that if he wasn't making it as captain, he was making it as a player, because his win rate as a player is also equally ridiculous. Just an incredibly talented Hearthstone player and captain, and very excited to see him enter the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Congratulations, Seth. I had them as a teammate there in our first go round of the draft series, and him, Wild9, who else was on the team at the time? I'm forgetting. But anyway, they're very helpful in channel, super supportive. We had a lot of fun that time around. So congrats to Seth for the inductee.
All right, and that does it for our content and our captain inductees. But we are not done, not by a long shot, with this class, because we have 12 players to induct into the Hall of Fame.
I think we had 11, Ron. We did 3 already out of 14.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Come on, man. His
11.
His math is always
hard.
bad. Remember,
Leave me alone.
Remember, guys, on his stream, he always admits math is bad.
It's Ron math. It's Ron math. The chicken knows. Anyway, we have 11 players No one get their extra hopes up. Yeah, that's why I missed lethal. I thought I had 12. How are they still at 1 health? Anyway,
Here we
without
go.
distracting anymore from the players themselves, who would never make such a simple math mistake such as that,
But
we
here
are
we
going to start off with our first player to induct in our 11 player inductees tonight, and that is German Shep. German Shep. This write up brought to you by Buck Nasty ZB, another legend who I don't think has played in THL since season 5 of Pro. A few years ago, I was roped into joining Diamond's THL squad and boarded the absolute carnival ride that was being teammates with German Shep, who turned out to be, in my opinion, one of the best players on NA, one of the funniest dudes I've ever had the pleasure knowing, and an unexpected friend. I had played a few times against him on ladder previously, although he had no recollection of such events, but I didn't really have any idea of who Shep was. In our 2 seasons together in Pro, Shep was a dominant player, leading for the boys. Shout out to Dabs and Chicken for. Hold up. Shout out to Dabs and Chicken to the title to the title in season 5 with an all-pro performance. I was just an old man turning 30 with a bunch of young college guys, but it was one of the most fun experiences of my life, and Shep was a massive part of that. After I retired after that team title, Shep won 2 more team titles in Pro and earned another All-Pro award, winning 2/3 of his matches along the way. However, his gaudy on paper stats will never tell the full story of Shep as a player or as a person. For those who knew me in Hearthstone, I was always a confident player, and it took a lot to earn my respect. However, Shep did it quite quickly. He was always high on the ladder, and despite queuing some absolute trash with deck roulette, comfortable with any type of deck, and qualifying for and succeeding at a bunch of Masters Tour events, including one that he played while taking an exam for school. However, Shep earned more than just my respect. He was one of the few players that I genuinely didn't want to queue into on ladder, and not just for his inveterate roping. Um, he is truly a great player. Of course, he will turn even the quickest match against an aggro deck into a 20-minute snooze fest, roping from turn 1, but I have also never met a more self-critical player. We had a bunch of Discord conversations and duo calls where we thought and talked through every line of play or looked at replays to examine other potential lines when he was unsure if he made the right play. I was pretty happy with how I was performing in those days, but Shep truly drove me to be a better player by seeing how diligently he played the game and through those conversations. As a teammate, he drove all of us to be better with his strong play and careful engineering of lineups. We spent a ton of time prepping each week and using his insight into lineup building to win that Season 5 title. There were a lot of 3 a.m. nights before deck submissions that I do not regret at all, even if it probably made me worse at my job. As great of a player as Shep is, we all love him for the fact that he is an absolute riot. There were very few moments over our 2 seasons together when he was not trolling all of us, and because of that, there was rarely a dull moment in our server. So many great memes, from his roping to ticky tacky daddy, picture cannot legally be included, to saying everything was unlucky, to his trademark laugh. He was also just a good dude. While sarcastic and always bantering, he was a genuinely supportive teammate, always willing to hop into voice chat and co-pilot matches or hear input on some of his high legend matches. He also became a real friend of mine who I talked to daily on Discord or on Hearthstone for those 2 seasons of Pro, often about things beyond Hearthstone, something I never expected from someone over a decade younger than me. I am personally so thankful that I got to be part of such a special team and for the boys, and that I got to play alongside a player like Shep, who is incredibly gifted, has achieved so much between THL ladder and in tournaments, and is also so beloved for just being chill and utterly hilarious. Congratulations on the well-deserved Hall of Fame induction, Shep. Again, that write-up brought to you by Buck Nasty ZB.
Too many words, but great player, that's for sure. All right, so let's get our other inductee here. Trying to figure out how to hit this on the head. There. I
I see what
think
you did there.
I got it. I think I got it, Ron. There. I
There we
hit
go.
the nails on the head. So there we go. It was kind of a long segue, but we got there. So yeah, nails. So nails, Mr. Nails. Based had was kind enough to do the write up here, so we'll just read what she wrote. So, a gamer god that knows no bounds. When Nails talks gaming, I'm always blown away by the amount of thought and experience he seems to have instantly. At set launches, you know he's talking about a mage deck to one legend or something. He came from us from the world of Pokemon, and at the time of writing, has returned there. But his time in THL was nothing short of legendary. His conquests include 2 pro championships, a crossover win. Sorry, Ron. One of his nominations called him the best THL player of all time, and I think he has a case here or there. So, the level of understanding Nails had for the way the series operated was incredible. I always had I had the pleasure of Nails on my hero team and decided to just take a stroll down memory lane in his channel, and the number of sweeps was actually hilarious. Nails was never someone you wanted to be across the table from if you had a winning if you had winning on your mind. Sorry, I'm kind of bastardizing how this is written up. Sorry, based. But that's just what you can immediately see from Nails' results on the website. What what will say what will stay with anyone who knows him forever is just how kind, funny, and humble he is. He's always a pleasure to chat with, win or lose, to Nails. One of the easiest decisions to add to the THL Hall of Fame. So there you go,
Yeah,
Ron.
absolutely. Incredibly well deserved nomination. Probably just a little bit overdue as well, since Nails did retire from playing in THL just a little bit ago. But I can personally attest to always being terrified if I was having to face Nails. He's an incredible player. When you talk to him, when you hear his knowledge of the game, he just seems to be on an entirely different level than
Mhm.
everyone else, uh, and absolutely deserves to be in THL's hall.
100,000,000%. So thanks again, Nails. Good luck in your Pokemon competitive career, dude. All right. Next one.
Right. So our next player, write up brought to you by Bone Masher. Our next player is a THL veteran. He's been around for a long, long time, and that is Cheesy 10. So going into Bone Masher's write up, Cheesy 10 burst onto the THL scene in season 2 for Supreme. Just a reminder, we're on season 24 right now, or just concluded season 24. So Cheesy 10 burst onto the THL scene in season 2 for Supreme, winning Rookie of the Season with a 7-2 record. He backed this up in season 3, going 10-2, winning MVP and helping his team to the championship. He played 3 further seasons in his first incarnation, with another impressive season going 7-3 in season 5. I contacted Cheesy 10 in May of 2021 when recruiting for APM's inaugural season. He just returned to the game, grinding ladder and Masters Tour qualifiers. He'd also subbed twice for Pro Series. To my surprise, he agreed to join my legacy team. His return to THL in season 19 after a 3-year hiatus yielded a 7-3 record and all-star recognition. The season unfortunately cut short in the quarterfinal, losing 13-14 despite the team winning 3 matches. But at the end of the season, I contacted him asking if he wanted to continue, for which he quickly replied that he would, a ritual I would get accustomed to. For the next 3 seasons, Cheesy 10 would continue to grind Masters Tour qualifiers, do well in Masters Tours, and do well in THL. He backed up his return season, going 7-4 in season 20, 8-2 in season 21, and 6-2 in season 22, receiving All-Star recognition in seasons 21 and 22. Season 23 was his final season following the announcement to wind back Hearthstone's esports program. As a teammate, Cheesy 10 was quiet but would always offer up advice as required, and he was always spot on. He never missed a deadline. In 5 years, he only had one match issue he needed assistance with and only once needed a sub. As a captain, he was the perfect player. As his teammate, I will always remember him as the Ninja. He earned this title during his 8-2 run in season 21. He would appear out of nowhere, post a 3x result, and then disappear again from Discord. GZ10, in a legacy career spanning 10 seasons, you have a 65.22% win rate,
Smoking.
the highest of any player to have played 10 plus seasons. Rookie, MVP, multiple All Stars, and a championship. There is nothing you have not achieved. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Wow. 65% overall. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Insane. Completely insane. Look at his stats in like the old THL days. When you might argue, okay, maybe the competition wasn't quite as stiff. Can someone who did it years ago still get it done in like the modern era? Cheesy answered that with a resounding yes. So, absolutely very well deserved induction to the Hall of Fame, no matter the meta, no matter what was going on in Hearthstone.
Yep.
He was a terror to face.
Okay, so now we're going on to the next player. This write-up was a joint effort between Diamond and Neji Boston. You know him, I know him. He's helped us out here, so we got to see if we know the French version of chicken. Super poulet, super chicken. Congrats, Super Chicken. So here's the write-up that was given to us. It is starting with Diamond. My first interaction with Super Chicken was when we needed a fifth member to replace Mata on For the Boys. The team went through a list of players, and we decided to go with the newcomer Super Chicken. We ended up going all the way to the finals and beating Popeyes 12-1 in season 5, with Chicken's debuting with an 8-4 record. Chicken totally didn't play his match and lose. It's not on the sheet. It was not on until season 8 that they were reunited, and I was able to captain Chicken again for the second running for the Boys, where we once again won with a 12-1 game score. Chicken has been a great person to talk to about the game and just in general. He really is a neck above everyone else. So is that a chicken neck? Is that what's going on with that, Diamond? I'm glad we picked him back in season 5, and I'm happy to call him my friend. That was Diamond. So Neji comes in with, I first met Super Chicken when he joined my pro team mid-season back in season 6. Didn't know much about him at the time, but I quickly learned that he was a skilled Hearthstone player and also a great person to interact with too. He's very down to hop in on calls and discuss lineups with anybody on the team, and I honestly don't remember a time since when my pro team has been so active. The very next season, we claimed our first title as For the Clowns. I have faced Super Chicken countless times in other series, and it's always a blast to play those super tight matches. But luckily, in the most recent season of THL, I was able to team with Chicken and Diamond in all series, avoiding those tough matches. I'm really glad I met Super Chicken many seasons ago. He's been one of my favorite people to interact with online in the scene and has grown to be a good friend of mine. So that was Neji, and then the conjoint effort between the two. Last season, all three of us banded together under the same name, the Big Three. This is in trios, in an attempt to win all the standard series at once, Legacy, Hero, Pro, Trios. We managed to claim a hero title, but fell short in the playoffs in the other 3 series. Although we didn't win them all, it was a lot of fun talking with Chicken about lineups, fun banter about other teams, and just life in general all season. It brought us closer, and we would have loved to run it back someday with him, but to try and win it all. Sorry. We are all meeting up for a week this summer, as well as looking forward to our IRL adventures with Super Chicken. In over 8 seasons of Pro, Chicken has a 62% win rate in Pro Series. In 5 seasons with Legacy, it's 70% win rate and multiple finals appearances. And 6 seasons of Hero with a 60% win rate. As mentioned, Chicken has claimed 3 pro titles, as well as in Hero Series on Even Without Turt, we must still skirt. And the most recent team, Let Them Cook. He has also won a Wild Series title on the infamous team. Jack can say this. Bred Likely, a squad of standard players, which is just it was a pretty funny thing that happened. So he also qualified and excelled in multiple Masters Tours and other third-party tournaments. Who let the American Eggo Waffle cook? Chicken has been a co-host on Hearth Center for the past few seasons and has been killing it. Final words here. We are really glad to have met our fellow Canadian friend Super Chicken throughout the THL and team alongside him for all these seasons. He's such a talented player and good friend, and we are happy to see him inducted into the Hall of Fame this season. Congrats on the induction, Super Chicken. Ka-chow.
Gotta throw that ka-chow in there.
Yep, that's a nidgy Boston little ditty. So congrats to Super Chicken.
Right. Big congratulations to Super Chicken for, just an absolutely incredible season as a player. But we're not done. We got quite a few more players to go. We're going to next take it away.
Yep. So
Mick Banterface, who, probably also a little bit overdue. Just an absolutely unbelievably talented player in Hearthstone. Let's start with the write-up brought to you by Ridiculous Hat. Banter Monday, silence. Banter Tuesday, silence. Banter Wednesday, our decks do? Banter Thursday, our decks do? Throw together a lineup. Oh, I'm submitting this bad deck. I've lost with that deck every game possible. Fine, whatever. Banter Friday, silence. Banter Saturday, I'm down to the worst draw I've ever seen in my life. Banter Saturday, 3x. Banter Sunday, silence. What can I say? Banter is a pro in a literal sense, so it's not exactly surprising that he's a pro at the series. And yet, I was still surprised when I looked at his stats. Banter has played 9 seasons in Pro, starting as one of the inaugural members of the Hype Horizon team, and then becoming a foundational pillar of Brushy Tuna. In that time, he has gone 67-23 for a 74.4% global win rate. No matter what stat you look at, Banter is top of the charts. As a teammate, I'm hyped for his success. As a fan, I find his content and his gameplay mega poggers. As a friend, I appreciate how much support he's provided directly and indirectly to myself and those around him. Put this man in the hall.
And so it is done.
And yeah, Banter got I think 2 championships. He won in that inaugural Hype Horizons season. He just was on fire all the way through and finally got his second championship after being dragged down by other members of Brushy Tuna for a while. So big congratulations to McBanterface. Literally the winningest player in Pro Series of all time.
Yeah. And rightfully so. Mr. GM. Way to go. All that prep. And then Hat cheering him on in the corner, right? So,
Absolutely.
Okay, on to the next one. Just gonna type their name in here, and this write-up was done by Edelweiss and HAT, so always just in time. So proud to announce, and probably long overdue, Molestar. So here's the write-up. So bear with me; it's kind of lengthy, so we'll try and do it justice here. So. All right. Edelweiss comes in with Molestar has been an incredible player for as long as I've known him. While he certainly has a great deal of individual skill at Hearthstone, what truly makes him special is his openness to the ideas of others and the ability to strategize as part of a team. This is evident from his performance in Tespa, as well as helping lead Swagoi to a top 4 in the first THL season of Trios. There's no doubt in my mind that he is deserving of the Hall of Fame nomination. So AJT comes in with Molestar's list of accomplishments is a long one, but it bears repeating. He's had videos made of his exploits. He's won Legacy. He's won Hero multiple times. He's won Wild. He's won Crossover. He's won money at both the collegiate and professional level of Hearthstone. He's won iconic ratios on Twitter. He's won the annoyance of Latin players everywhere due to the meaning of his name in Spanish. He's even won Fall Guys tournaments, and now the Mole fan base can finally rejoice as he wins his most prestigious prize yet, the THL Hall of Fame. When I first met the Mole Man, it was May 2020, and he was busy ladder finishing with a homebrew Galakron Control Priest, complete with Mole trademark of an unplayable number of cards, 2 Acidic Swamp Ooze, 2 Holy Nova, and 2 Plague of Death were all highly non-standard inclusions. And then there was the kicker, the two times Moag Artificer, which worked with only exactly Nova and Penance. The list made no sense. He had cut sacred cards like Sethic, Veil Viewer, and surely would be exploited by more seasoned players with better lists. I thought there was no way someone could finish the top 16 with that crap. Nice one, Justin. Going up against top players like Paveling Book and Pignus. And then what happened? He beat out Pignus by 1 to claim the last slot. All the while laughing off the gentle needling of his bad lists while his typical quiet confidence. Molestar didn't just win and qualify, he did it his way. And this wasn't even his greatest ladder finishing feat. On January 31st on 2022, Molestar was ranked 250 legend at the 6 p.m. Pacific. He was trying that month to reach the coveted top 50 for an invite to the first Masters Tour of 2022, but with just 6 hours left in the season, he left it too late. He was simply too far off. There was no way even if he won every single game, every sane human in the world would have called it quits there. But fortunately for him, moles aren't human. He proceeded to do the unthinkable, playing an extreme off-meta control warrior list nonstop the next 6 hours straight while dropping hardly a game. He went 27-3 to ghost into the final qualifying slot after winning his last game just as the clock struck midnight. What drama! Words cannot do the insanity of this accomplishment full justice. It was truly one of the most improbable and amazing things to ever occur in the history of Hearthstone, or even perhaps esports in general. 27-3 against other top players looking to do the same. Utter madness. Coming back to the THL, Molestar has proven time and time again he's the most Molestar player to face in the THL. His stubborn and individualistic tendencies means that you often know exactly what he's going to bring against you. He only brings decks he likes, and he doesn't like a lot of decks. And it doesn't matter. You still can't beat him. How is it even possible? He makes you question what you thought you knew was true. He plays Molestar decks just too dang well. He is what every player wants to be, but no one can achieve. Iconoclast, a true iconoclast, I should say, in a world of net deckers, an authentic Mole Star. Congrats to Mole. He has found his hole to fill in the THL Hall of Fame. AJT. So,
Big congratulations, Molestar. Can confirm Molestar is the most Molestar player in all of THL.
congrats, Mole Star. I see you're in chat now, and he is in Ohio. Way out in Ohio. All right, so we'll go to the next one.
All right, our next player to induct, yet another member of a fabled group that we've seen take down quite a few, and that is Dabs. Dabs coming in here with his well-deserved Hall of Fame induction. We're going to start off with a write-up from Super Chicken. My first time meeting Dabs was at Masters Tour Arlington. Before the round occurred, there was a practice round where we were randomly paired. I was sitting across from Dabs, donning his RIT jersey, and later Ego introduced. Oh, actually, sorry, that is Diamond's write-up. There's Diamond, then Chicken, then Diamond,
Oh,
and
okay.
Chicken.
Right.
Okay, so I was sitting across from Dabs, donning his RIT jersey, and later Ego introduced us to each other. We did not interact more on that weekend, but later I messaged him asking to join the Menagerie as a sub, where he ended up crushing, going 5-1. From there, Dabs stayed with me when we formed For the Boys, where we won in season 5. Dabs came back for the run back in season 8 a year later, winning again. I decided that I wanted to play Pro Series, so in another 6-set meta, I shined the bat signal and called Dabs to help me on F2L. Dabs is one of the most consistent players I have seen in THL and one of the best people to talk to. He will always hear out ideas and make you laugh as well. That write-up, of course, was Diamond. Our next write-up is from Super Chicken. In November 2020, I was asked to join For the Boys for the 5th season of Pro Series. I had never played THL before and unsure of what to expect from the unfamiliar team environment. Despite not knowing anyone prior to joining, all of my teammates made an immediate effort to ensure I felt welcome. One of these players was Dabs. He was no exception to this, actively collaborating every week to discuss lineup preparation, while also helping to foster a positive and enjoyable experience. Conversations with him can be anything from collecting Pokemon cards to very flat-looking alligators, and you can always count on it being a good time. His lighthearted and upbeat attitude is why I consider him a friend outside of THL and Hearthstone. That write-up by Super Chicken. And now we have a write-up from Diamond and Chicken together. Having a great character isn't enough to merit a Hall of Fame induction on its own. Luckily for Dabs, his THL prowess is arguably more noteworthy. It would almost be an understatement to say that he is one of the fiercest competitors I have had the pleasure of teaming with. Throughout his THL career, he has combined an abundance of raw talent with meticulous research and preparation to great effect. Sorry, I lost my place. Where'd it go?
With 64 matches?
With 64 match
Hey.
wins, a 61% win rate between Pro and Legacy, and 3 Pro championships to go along with it, the results certainly speak for themselves, though they do not tell the whole story. When Pro playoffs would roll around, Dabs would always be ready with a master spreadsheet of all of our opponents' past lineups and matchup spreads, then offering suggestions for lineup ideas and card inclusions. This level of preparation often proved crucial to securing the much needed points to advance to the next round or win the season. Dabs is one of the few players in THL that truly is a complete package. An impeccable work ethic, an infectious personality, and the skill to back it all up are the qualities that make him an admired teammate and a feared opponent. I can't express how completely deserving and overdue this induction is, and how glad I am that I've mostly known him as a teammate rather than an opponent. Congratulations, Dabs.
Way to go, Dabs. Okay. To continue on with the blistering pace that we've set for all these nominees. Some of you may know this individual from his various streams in Australia, Corbett. So the write-up has been done by Get Meowth. So thanks for Get Meowth for writing Mr. Man up there. So start with, I've known this Corbett guy for a really long time. I could make the argument that Corbett is one of the best wild players of all time. No one could really argue the fact that Corbett was the best wild THL player of all time. This old man had played in 8 wild seasons, his final 7 with F2L. In each of those 7 seasons with F2L, he helped lead the team to the finals, winning 3 titles. And while we're on topic of the incredible numbers, let's talk about his 79% win rate over a large 87 match sample size. No long-term player comes close. While his impressive performance might have been enough for an induction on their own, it would be remiss not to mention how great of a teammate he's been even when he took a season off. Countless time was spent every week prepping lineups for teammates, talking strategies, refining tech cards. The pep talks, the memes, and the jokes, an overall excellent teammate. Corbett has been a great influence on the THL Wild and now VS and a broader Hearthstone communities. A Hall of Fame induction is well deserved. Congrats, mate. So, again, submitted by Get Meowth.
One of the best write-ups I think we'll see too is Meowth's. Well, we'll see it soon.
We'll get
that
to
one's
it.
yeah, that one's one of the good ones as well. I love the back and forth.
Yeah.
So congratulations again, and let's move on to our next inductee, which is going to be Heat Shock. This write-up is brought to you by yours truly. I wrote this.
Ron Mexico.
Dive into it. Who's my opponent this week? Heat Shock. Expletive deleted. I expect this type of conversation has taken place frequently over the course of his run in THL, as there are few who strike fear in the hearts of his opponents quite the way Heat Shock does. Sporting a staggering 69% win rate in 10 seasons in THL's Pro Series and 1 championship, Heat Shock isn't just a tough opponent, he is elite. His cerebral approach to the game and sometimes maniacal focus on targeting his opponent's tendencies have served him very well over the years and racking up victory after victory. The lineups he brings are often unorthodox, as he is never afraid to venture outside of conventional thinking. He is also the ultimate master of the last-minute submission, I believe holding THL's record for latest submission ever, technically 3 seconds after the deadline. Are those even real decks? His opponents might say prior to their match, just before realizing one of their decks is terribly unfavored against all 4 of what Heat Shock has just brought. Sure enough, the classic 3-2 Heat Shock win follows. He can beat anyone with his creativity and generate so many advantages from the prep stage alone. When all that is said and done, and it's time to play the game, his excellent technical gameplay and intelligent micro and macro game plan decisions make any match against him a huge uphill climb. His accolades don't stop there. He has sported a 57% win rate in Hero over the course of 7 seasons. He's also previously been one of the class specialists for Vicious Syndicate. I could go on and on about how good Heat Shock is as a player, but he is also a fantastic person and a shining example of the best of THL's community. He's readily volunteered his time to help others practice, develop lineups and strategies, and he's one of the coolest and most positive influences around THL I know. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Heat Shock.
Welcome indeed. Teammate of mine in Pro Series. So, very, like all those points you just mentioned. So, very well deserved for Mr. Man. Okay. So, we may be working up to the next player here. Just got to make sure I'm spelling their name right. So let's hope I get it correctly. And it is the longest name, one of the longest names that gets on THL stream. And Mr. Active Guy himself, always just in time. So write up was done by Based Inc. And here's what she wrote about Always Just in Time. Always Just in Time is undoubtedly one of the icons of the most recent era of THL. His teams have been wildly successful despite some interesting limitations. Who knew a team of people named Justin PR be damned would consistently show up and be one of the teams to beat every single season. If you teamed up with Justin, you know his game knowledge is unparalleled and he is always available to bounce ideas and provide his insights. His teams are scarier by him just being on the team. His personal stats are kind of unbelievable. 8 total championships, and in every single series, he is at or above 59%. Personally, I can recall playing Justin in the finals match before I really knew him. I thought about his techs and his plays and felt I never had a chance. And now that I know him better, I'm confident I didn't have a chance. He had put in the work and smoked me well before I got into the game and just executed everything as he had surely drawn it up. He has never shied away from content and been very active community member his entire time in the THL. Justin gives 100% to everything he does, and THL has come away better because of it. His influence will be felt for a very long time, even after he retires again, our version of Brett Favre. And I'm thankful for everything he has given us. I would say this induction is long overdue, but it's probably, what do you think, chat? Just in time.
Well played, Based.
Okay, so
Big congratulations to Justin. Another potentially overdue induction, but better late than never. As we move on to our final player to induct into the Hall of Fame tonight, that is Get Meowth. This write-up brought to you, of course, by Corbett. In early 2021, Captain Marty B announced that a new member would be added to the F2L Viridian Wild team. He assured the team that this person would be more than capable of stepping in. I don't know if I'm capable, but I'll definitely bring spice, was the reply. Always humble, it's unsurprising that Get Meowth would undersell himself. Get Meowth would finish with a 12-1 record in his debut season, winning the Rookie of the Season, an MVP, and a championship. Over 5 full seasons, he became a multi-time All-Star in the Wild Series, helping his team to make it to 5 straight finals and securing 2 championships. He maintained one of the highest single series win rates in THL history, an incredible 72% win rate across 60 matches, while goofing around on stream and teaching new chatters the words to Katy Perry's Hot and Cold. The THL Wild Series provided him with a more competitive outlet. And if you're going to compete, why not be one of the best? Meowth, you are one of the best. And this time, I'm not talking about Wild Hearthstone. You're one of the most thoughtful people that I've come across in my life, and I'm proud to be able to think of you as a friend from across the globe. Thank you for the good times, and welcome to the THL Hall of Fame. Again, brought to you by Corbett.
delightful write-up by Corbett.
I think one of my favorite write-ups I've ever read. Fantastic.
Got a couple gems in our write-ups here. So congrats to all those who got inducted this season. So
that's
14,
right. Whew.
14.
A solid 14. Incredible.
-1 in Ron's math. So
I just wanted there to be another player. I don't know.
Can't
Not
be either
bad.
one of us, dude, because we're already in there.
True.
You know, it is what it is. So, any final comments before we move on to our week? I guess. Jesus, I'm just trying to think. The expansion's just right around the corner, along with the team reveals. So,
Just as always, want to say a big thank you to our viewers and everyone who participates in THL that make it such an amazing community to be a part of and such a fun place to be. And one last huge, big round of congratulations to all 14 of these incredible
14.
content personalities, captains, and players that we've inducted. Very excited to see you all enter the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well deserved in some cases for some of the individuals. Overdue, and the chat has so kindly commented is an elite class. So thanks again for everybody that has tuned in tonight. Really appreciate it. Again, congrats again to all our inductees. So wish everybody a safe night, and we will see you on the next stream. I'm trying to remember where it was just before we let everybody go. I'm trying to figure out real quick which one. I think there's a show coming up. Is that right? Hey, there we go. So
There's going to be a
I
show.
found it. There's going to be a show, some kind of show. So next Sunday, July 30th at 7 p.m. Sorry, 6 p.m. Eastern, Godus Night is bringing in the Titans card review show. So stay tuned for that before the expansion goes live. So
Forward to it.
that is. Oh, I kind of ruined our graphic. Isn't that awesome? Okay, there we go. We're back with our bows. But then we're going. So thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Ron, for helping me out here.
Absolutely. Good night, everyone.
We will see everybody later.
Pool blood in chaliced hands, to the dregs towards the